Why don't we just start with you're kind of kicking off the conference, and we like to give people an idea of what to expect. So how do you like to be introduced? What do you do?
Well, I'd like to be introduced. The world's leading expert on change enthusiasm. Founder and CEO of Change Enthusiasm Global, and passionate about delivering unique value at the intersection of change and emotion.
How did you come to that, and kind of why do you choose to do this for your work?
It's a great question, Brock. By trade, I'm a chemical engineer and spent 15 years working in corporate. A lot of that time was riddled with going through a lot of change, acquisitions. And so those listening in, your members, I'm certain, can relate with mergers and all the acquisitions and the consolidation happening across your industry. But I felt the pain of that type of change that walks through the door and pops you across the face, and you're laying on the ground asking why. I didn't ask for this. I heard executives at the time saying this is going to be difficult, but then it was like a grit your teeth and bear it. Just get through it. Leave your emotions at the door. They don't belong here. We've got business to do. Just get through it. And I felt that pain, and I knew there had to be a better way, that our emotions exist for a reason. And so I started to cultivate this mindset that I've since coined Change Enthusiasm way back then to help myself grow and experience and see opportunity that change presents and allow and acknowledge my own emotional energy. And the more that I practiced it, the more that I started to share what I was doing with those around me and saw the value, saw the benefit, saw people, being able to process those emotional energies so much quicker and strengthen that resilience. I knew that this was something that I could share with the world. And then I found myself on a stage talking about it, and I was lit up. And I knew that this was my work. This is what I was supposed to do. And so that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of people in the audience going through those same kind of emotions. So that'll be good. Why is change necessary? I know that's kind of a broad question, but
why is change necessary? Necessity. See, I don't know if I think about it as a necessity, more so as a reality. It's our reality. And, my philosophy right now is that change has changed. It really has, from the way we used to think about it 10 years, even a year ago, the way we thought about change has changed. And, as we think about change in our work, historically, it's been this foundation of a linear concept, right? There's a change that's coming, there's a beginning, there's an end. Let's think about human behavior on this linear basis and the curve and the acceptance and the things that happen. That's not today's reality. Change is layered, it's stacked, it's all the time, and it does not discriminate. It's happening for us in our work, it's happening for us across so many other aspects of our lives. And with that, all of the emotional energy that's inspired, it's everywhere all the time. And so in order to keep up with today's reality of change, it's about the right mindset and the skill set to help you thrive and see self-actualized growth through any change and at any time. And so that's why I think, it's what I do, Change Enthusiasm, and that intersection of change emotion is so relevant. And it goes across geographies, it goes across cultures, and finds relevance in every heart and every mind.
So at credit unions, there's mergers, new technologies, new competitors, and changing member needs, kind of a lot of changes going on. What do you recommend to credit union leaders that are considering making big changes to address some of these things that are happening?
Yeah, I say get it. I celebrate it because change is inevitable, right? And whether you want to be proactive, anticipate the wave, anticipate what's coming, and lead the change yourself, it's going to happen regardless. So do you want to be in the driver's seat, or do you want to be in the passenger seat feeling like you're playing catch up? Sure. And so I think there's an urgency to strive to stay ahead and stay on the cutting edge as you're anticipating these waves of change. And then, embarking upon inspiring and influencing change internally so that you can remain relevant and remain on that cutting edge. Otherwise, you're going to feel almost like every day that change is happening to you, as opposed to you being in that driver's seat. Sure. And so, I celebrate it. And I certainly think that there's a need for that, especially as we think about, consumer demands and expectations in technology and innovation. You have to stay on the cutting edge if you're going to maintain that relevance and remain top of mind for what consumers are going to come to expect, and on a much, much quicker and more rapid pace.
changes quickly.
Yes.
So how about for those people that maybe aren't in the driver's seat as much? Maybe credit union employees that are just not really part of the decision-making process. How do they frame that in their mind and navigate the change?
Yeah, this is the unique part about change enthusiasm. And while I'm so excited to bring this to your membership, because regardless of where you sit in your organization and in life, you are always in a seat of power because you have choice. Because you have choice. And I can't tell you how many times I'm going to share a story with the members as well, that I have felt like this is happening to me. There's nothing that I can do about it. I am powerless because I'm not one of the executives. But when I flipped it and understood, I control the way that I experience change, the way that I navigate, the way that I choose to feel, right? What I do with my emotional energy, I have that choice. And so I'm excited to leave everyone in that seat of power, because you do have choice in the way that you show up, the way that you navigate, and your perspective and the lens that you look at change through. How can I make this change, everything that's happening around me, work for me as opposed to against me, and get myself and my career to levels that I never even imagined? I have that choice. What's the right next choice, decision, baby step that I can make to elevate and expand myself?
I'm just kind of curious, once you discovered that change in your mindset, was it way more easier to do with future things?
It's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's simple, but it's not easy. I've been practicing this for almost 2 decades. And though I feel like my emotional agility, my means of harnessing my emotion, recognizing when it's there, understanding its opportunity, and then making those choices, it's gotten a lot quicker over the years. Sure. But it's still difficult when I'm feeling anxious. It's still difficult when I feel frustration, and it doesn't go away. Right. But I now see it as gifts, as signals, as guideposts. And I use that energy to move me forward. And so it gets a little bit easier the more that you practice, but it's never easy.
So you've been giving hints this whole time, kind of, but how do you define a change enthusiast?
A change enthusiast is one who harnesses the power of their emotion to fuel their growth through change. They are ones who believe that emotion is a natural inheritance of our species. It is a gift, it is a tool, it is an infinite resource to be leveraged when moving through change, to find growth, to find learning, and ultimately evolve.
So you're going to be given an hour-long talk or so. What do you want the people that hear you to leave thinking and feeling?
I want them to be feeling inspired, empowered, and knowing that they sit in the seat of choice amongst any amount of change that they might be navigating, whether that's in their professional or in their personal lives. And I want them to leave feeling that they are enabled with a skill and a tool to help them move through change more effectively. And maybe even a sense of relief and a granting of permission to allow their emotional energy to flow, that it's okay, that they're not alone, and this energy is working for them, to serve them, and they have the power to use it to fuel their growth.